Hi, I'm Candy, President of Affordable Bookkeeping and Payroll Services, and I created this video today to update you on the instructions for the Employee Retention Tax Credit. I had done a video months ago that many of you have found and used to help you actually file for the Employee Retention Tax Credit for 2020 or early 2021. The IRS did change the guidelines regarding how to file for wages paid after June 30th, 2021. So if you will be filing for any quarters after the second quarter 2021, you will need to use a new format for calculating those credits. The main difference is that originally you were using Social Security wages, and that amount of the employer Social Security taxes paid. Now you'll be using Medicare wages and the employer portion of the Medicare taxes. The worksheet also has been updated, so the family sick pay is not calculated on the same worksheet, but a different worksheet, although you would still take into consideration that amount, if applicable, when calculating your employee retention tax credit. So I went ahead and did a new video for you to help you file those third quarter or potentially fourth quarter 2021 ERTC claims. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and my staff at 310-534-5577 or contact at abandp.com. Also, if you can't find the worksheets easily, feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to email that to you as well.
The new worksheet will be for wages paid after June 30th, 2021. And the IRS has also created a new 941X to use along with this new worksheet. Again, this was revised as of July 2021, so it will be used for the third quarter going forward. First, you need to separate out what would be used for the wages for your sick pay versus your ERTC, where it used to be together. What we're going to use now on line 1B are Medicare wages from your 941 rather than the Social Security wages that used to be used in the past. In this example, the qualified wages will be a little bit more than we're reporting for the 941 due to a pre-tax deduction. In this example, $43,459.31 is what was from the 941 Medicare wages, and then we're going to multiply this by 1.45% to find the employer portion of the Medicare taxes paid. In this example, we have a total of $630.16. And therefore, the total amount that will be listed on line 1G is also the $630.16. As we begin the calculations for the qualified wages, remember that it is a total of $10,000 per employee each quarter, and that does not include majority owner or related individuals. So we now have a total qualified wages in this quarter of $43,608.56. And so we will put that on line 2A. In this case, we have no qualified health plan expenses, so we will leave that line blank. So then we will just put the total again of $43,608.56 on line 2C. To calculate the retention credit for this quarter, we multiply that number by 70% to get the total amount that we will then include on line 2D. In this case, that amount is $30,525.99. We then add the amount we calculated above, $630.16, for the employer portion of the Medicare tax. Because we did not have any sick pay above, we will then still have the total $630.16. This is your non-refundable portion of the employer retention tax credit that you'll list on line 2H. And then to calculate your total refundable portion, you will take line 2D less 2H to get that total. Remember that this worksheet is used for wages after June 30th, 2021. If you were using them before, you would use worksheet number 1. Now we're going to take the numbers that we've completed on our worksheet number 4 and enter them onto the 941X. Remember, you will put your tax ID number at the top of each page and your business name and doing business as and address at the top. Make sure you select 941 and the correct quarter. In this case, it's the third quarter 2021, and enter a date. And they say the date that you discovered errors. In this case, you want to put at least the date of the quarter that you'll be filing in, so that it's all in that current quarter, especially if you are requesting the adjusted amount rather than a claim. Again, you have two options. You can either do an adjusted employment tax return to claim the credit to be used on a future tax payment in the quarter, or claim a refund. Depending on which option, you'll either get a refund check or you will adjust your tax. I'm going to select option 2, claim. And then in part 2, check box 3, I certify that I've filed or will file Forms W-2. If you've chosen option 1 at the top, you'll select one of the boxes in number 4. If you are using number 2, the claim, which we are using, I select D, that the claim is for federal income tax and Social Security tax, etc., not withheld from your employees. Make sure you put your name, tax ID number, and again, the quarter you're filing at the top of page 2. And because you only fill in boxes for corrections, we will not have anything at the top. Our first box will be 18A, non-refundable portion of the employee retention tax credit, which we calculated on the worksheet. Again, here in 1G to be 630.16. You'll not put anything in the second column because there was no correction. The third column, you'll put the same amount, the 630.16. However, when we do the last column, you're going to put a negative as the instructions state. If it's positive, then you put a negative in the final box to show that it's money due to you. Since we don't have any other claims for credits, we will just be putting the total amount and then again filling in at the top of page 3 your name, tax ID number, and the quarter. So box 23 is going to be the same amount that we had above, the negative 630.16. Again, we have no deferred Social Security tax that we're going to be claiming. We do not have sick and family leave. So again, we will just be doing line 26A, the refundable portion of the employee retention tax credit that we do get at the bottom of worksheet number 4. In this case, we'll have the $29,895.83. Again, we'll enter that amount in the first column and the third column. And put that amount as a negative in the fourth column. We'll then combine those two amounts on line 27 to have the full employee retention tax credit amount of $30,525.99. We will then be entering the qualified wages for this period. Again, keep in mind that this number could be different than what you had on your original 941. We're going to use 43,608.56 in this example. And again, in this example, I also have no qualified health plan expenses. If there were any, you'd enter them on line 31A. If you were a recovery startup business only, you would check box on 31B. This does not qualify for this example. And again, at the top of each page, remember to put your name, tax ID number, and the period that you're correcting. Again, you do not use line 33A in the 2021 filings. That is only for the second quarter 2020 that you would be filing. So we do not have any other items on here to post for the qualified leave, wages, or sick pay. So again, we're going to go to the final page. Name, tax ID number, and the period you're correcting needs to be filled in at the top. And you need to put the reason for the credit in box 43. You have two reasons why you can qualify. One, if you had a mandatory reduction of services or a shutdown, or if your income in 2021 in this quarter is at least 20% reduction compared to the same in 2019. So in this example, I'm just going to say there was a 25% reduction of income. Then you need to scroll down to part 5 and make sure that you sign your name, put the date, print your name and phone number. This is a legal document that must be signed. If you have a paid preparer, they would complete the bottom section. Otherwise, this can remain blank.
I hope you found that video helpful so that you will be able to file your employee retention tax credit claim for 2021, third quarter or fourth quarter if applicable. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out. I do offer consultations if you need assistance to understand the amounts that you can use for your employee retention tax credit. Again, if you were filing for PPP forgiveness, you may not use the same wages for PPP as you're using for the employee retention tax credit. Also, if you have any majority owners on payroll or any related individuals, they may not have their wages used for the employee retention tax credit. If you need assistance completing the forms, we also can assist you with that. Again, if you have questions or want assistance, feel free to reach out to my office at 310-534-5577 or contact at abandp.com. I hope you found this video helpful and that it will assist you in filing for your claim.